Hello, my dear and lovely Aries. This is your horoscope for October 2024. And October of Aries horoscope, what I have even a name for that. And I call it Family Drama Month. Looking at your chart, I mean, of course, it cannot be all the Aries having the same happenings in their lives. That's why you should check your rising sign, moon sign, and sun sign, three of them, to get the fuller picture of the month. And especially, these kind of horoscopes are more relatable to rising signs, for example. But for some people, sun sign plays out more, or moon sign, depending on which time of day you were born. Now, let's come back to your horoscope, which I named Family Drama. In October, your house of self, first house in astrology, and house of other people will get activated by new moon and full moon. To be precise, we have solar eclipse coming up on 2nd of October, which is one of the major things in astrology to say the least, because solar eclipses or any eclipses, they impact on our life. It's so huge that they have the power to change our lives completely. Now, solar eclipse, we have this solar eclipse at the new moon time, and this new moon will happen on 2nd of October, right from the beginning. October will be one of the major months for all of us. We are sort of, especially you guys, my dear Aries, you're almost at the finish line when your life went through so much changes, so many changes, and also you yourself have, since 2 years back, you've changed so much. The last eclipse to hit your sign will be next year in 2025, and eclipses happen because of lunar nodes, and they are two. That's why they are always opposite to each other, and that's why they are hitting always two signs at a time to, regenerate self and to sort of invent yourself again, sort of mold your life according to your life path, true life path that you should be following. Now, and those two signs were Aries and Libra. Now, this solar eclipse will happen in your seventh house in Libra. Now, seventh house is all about other people, other people that we deal with. Seventh house also covers your long-term partnerships, steady ones in love and in business, meaning your spouse is here, your business partners are here, and also enemies that we deal with who we know face to face. Now, this solar eclipse will happen at 10 degrees of Libra sign, meaning those of you who are born around 30th of March, plus or minus 3-4 days, will feel this eclipse's message the most. And especially this one, sort of specific eclipse, it's hitting specific people, specific group of people, and I even might say that it's a bit of a smaller number of people, because this eclipse is amazingly positive one, and it will sort of join powers with Mercury and Lilith. Now, in astrology, Lilith, or other way to say it, Black Moon, is a bit of a, let's say, perceived as a scary thing. But to be honest, this is the time to put attention of the whole world on you by harnessing the power of this eclipse. Because Black Moon, where is your Black Moon in your natal chart? It's exactly there. All the attention is on you. You have the power to attract attention and to attract followers and people, to make people listen to you, and to sort of have a attraction power, there, and expand that part of your life. Now, this solar eclipse will conjunct that black moon plus Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of mind, it's a planet of ideas. So something related to ideas might be coming up in your house of partnerships. It might be a contract here, and if that is true in your case, that contract will stay for a long time. Whatever business contracts or marriage, if that's your case also, is on the table, then universe is sort of making a stamp there too, its own signature, because it will stay for a long, long time. Why? Because we have trine during this solar eclipse on the heaven. It's amazing one. Like, trines are, in astrology, they are very amazing and perfect, let's say, energy fluent sort of aspect. And we have Saturn, planet of work and responsibilities, and the time, which will make that contract stay forever almost. And Mars, which will which is your actually ruler, is the planet of war, and is the planet of motivation also, which will be situated in your fourth house. And Venus, which will be situated in your financial house, eighth house, and Venus is the planet of love and also money. So it seems like no matter what is here on the table for you, if it's the marriage or if it's the business deal, that contract will stay for a long time, possibly forever, my dear Aries. So I hope you are sure to whom you're saying yes. Now, and also here there is a possibility that it might be related to financial situation, or to sort of a situation of your living, like where you live, your housing situation, apartment or renting apartment, some sort of these kind of things might come up too. And anyhow, whatever it is, it will be sort of related to your partners in love or business. And again, specifically for those of you who are born around 30th of March, this solar eclipse is bringing gifts. You deserve it, meaning, universe wants to bring a gift for you, my dear Aries. And you know what is interesting about this solar eclipse? Because it's a new moon, it's supposed to be something new. And it will be something new in your life. But at the same time, this eclipse gives the vibes of, you might on the way to have to sacrifice something instead, so to receive that new thing or new person in your life. Sort of, you might be giving up on someone or on something, some sort of deal or contract, for example, or a money, to receive something else in return, which is equally amazing and good. So there will be sort of a fair bargain, fair deal happening. And it seems like it will be on a much more, let's say, subconscious level, that you will be sort of understanding that you have to actually leave something behind, so that this new thing have a space in your life to come in. It might be this sort of thing. And quite a lot of, your financial planets are activated here, so it might be also related to your finances or finances of your spouse or business partner, my dear Aries. Something new. If it's not your life, then it might be your spouse or business partner's life is changing there. Something is changing there which is affecting you directly, and on a positive way, actually, because this solar eclipse is extremely positive one. Now, 9th of October, we have another major thing happening in this month. Jupiter, planet of happiness and luck, is turning retrograde, meaning turning backwards. It's slowing down. Jupiter, in general, in your third house, doesn't feel itself good, because Jupiter in that sign feels itself much slower, much powerless, let's say, but it doesn't mean that it won't give you any gifts, because Jupiter, at the end of the day, it's a happy planet. It's a planet of luck. Wherever we have Jupiter, that part of our life is lit with surprises, positive surprises and changes from the universe. Now, and this planet is going backwards, slowing down until 4th of February 2025. Now, pretty much a long time, but during this time, no need to be, sad that Jupiter is slow now and all the things I should not start. Now, that's not true, because Jupiter is still the happy planet. You will still achieve so many things in your third house, because it's exactly there, in your house of communication and deals and signing contracts. But some things might be a bit of a slower time taking, to get realized in your life. For example, if you've been hoping on some, I don't know, communication related projects to happen, like to sign papers or to initiate or to start, you will do that and they will be quite successful, but it might need a little bit more time and effort. And also, third house is all about your inner circle, like the people who you talk daily. For example, your brothers and sisters, cousins and relatives, and neighbors. Now those people also, they might have some changes in their lives, so you might get active so much with their happenings, while Jupiter will be retrograding until 4th of February 2025. And plus it rules your ninth house of travel and journey, and also education and higher mind. All these are ninth house, and it might be that some things might take time to, but of course Jupiter will expand your travel zone still, even if it's retrograde. But it might be that you will be busy, or some things might be coming up during this time that you will have to postpone a couple of trips, or just delays. Expect some sort of delays. Nothing so much serious to worry about. Now, 17th of October, we have full moon. Each month we get one new moon and one full moon. And this full moon is falling exactly in your first house, in your sign, my dear Aries. Now, those of you who are born on 13th of April, plus or minus 2-3 days, will be affected the most by this full moon. At 24 degrees, it's happening. Conjunct Chiron, my dear Aries. Now, Chiron is the healer, in astrology, is all about our healer, teacher, and mentors, is represented by Chiron. Now, full moons are all about sort of finishing something, ending something there. But this full moon will receive a sort of a mixed message from Mars, because Mars won't like that full moon, and Mars is your ruler, and at the same time Mars is the ruler of this full moon, and the ruler of this full moon won't like it at all. And Mars is currently transiting your house of family, house of real estate. Now, if that's your situation, there might be an opportunity presenting itself of buying or selling a real estate that you have, that you own. Doesn't matter what, like apartment, a house, or I don't know, whatever it is. It might be that there will be an opportunity to sell it, most likely, or also buy in some cases. Also, because Mars is in your fourth house, it might be related to your mother for some of you guys, and it might be that, for example, it's a health wise of your mother, because Mars rules all things sharp, like knives, and of course including surgical knives. If that was your case, no worries. This full moon might finally put the last point in that story, and plus Jupiter will be supporting that full moon. And Jupiter is the planet of luck, which is transiting your third house. You might receive good news around that situation too, whatever is related. And in some case, it might be totally related to your immigration status, where you immigrated now, where you call home, and it might be related to those papers of immigration, because third house, it's all about communication and messages, and plus Jupiter rules your house of travel and all things related foreign. Plus Mars is there too, in the house of immigration. Now both of these planets indicating to something related to your papers abroad, to your papers wherever you start, let's say, building your home, or you've decided that that will be your new country to live, possibly forever. Now there might be some changes to those documents, and you might receive final news around 17th of October, plus or minus 5 days around this full moon, my dear Aries. For some of you, it might be totally about yourself. Some things might be finishing in your life, including how you look, for example, how people call you. You might be changing your name or surname because it's happening in your first house, and how you relate to people back home where your roots are, for example, like if you've moved somewhere, or you're planning, or if that's your wish and you have sort of this kind of plans for your future, then it might be the point where you will start realizing that this is the finish line, when your circle knows you. Actually, you're entering into a new friendship circle, might be like new friendship, like friendships and social circle, new people is surrounding you there, and sort of you are leaving behind people back home, the place where you've been before, for example. And this full moon sort of will bring healing at the same time. You might be so much in peace with yourself and with the happenings, in your life, that you might be also thinking that, oh, this is it. This is exactly what should have happened, let's say, and everything goes on its right way, on its right path, on the right timing, and you will be totally content and happy with whatever changes there in your life, my dear Aries. Now, let's move to two most interesting days in October. Well, on 22nd October, we have a bit of a difficult aspect happening there. So as above, so below, and meaning it might be translate into also some sort of drama in your life on 22nd October or around this date, because Sun, like two huge planets, will go sort of into a war. Why war? Because it's two big planets, it's not an argument, but it's in a war. Now, Sun, our life giver, will square Pluto. Now, Pluto is also karmic planet, one of the heavy planets, and Pluto rules transformation. Plus, of course, Mars, your ruler, planet of wars, will not miss that party, and it will participate as well in that by arguing with Sun and Pluto, because it will be making harsh angles to both of them. Now, especially Mars, like Pluto will oppose Mars too. Now, these three planets being two of them a bit of a transformational, a bit of a quarrelsome planet, it might bring sort of a bit of a situation there in your life related to your family or marriage, because Sun will be in your 8th house, and Pluto, it's a transformation house, and Pluto will be in your 10th house. Now 10th house is all about our social status, or our career, and Mars is exactly our family. It's situated in your family house. Now, family, or where you like back home, let's say, or where you call home, or also mother. For some of you, you might get sort of issue there with your mother or the situation related to your mother. It might be the health wise situation. What is the status, for example, of her health? Check up on her around these dates, make sure she's fine. And also it might be psychological stance as well, or it might be totally related to your career too. In some cases it might be not a but it's like not like a family drama, but it might be about your career drama. Let's say you have to move somewhere because you've been given a new position. For example, you've been promoted and you have to relocate yourself somewhere else where you wouldn't want to go. As an example, there are thousands and millions even examples, like possibilities here, but one of them, it might be this. And financial sort of situation won't be also of your like around this time on 22nd of October. For some of you, it might be related to your ex husband or soon to be ex husband or ex wife. And it might be related to financial situation, let's say divorce agreement, or if you are in the process of a property division, this will hit hard on you too, because you might need to agree on something which you will not like it. And it might be related to real estate again, or it might be related to alimony that you're going to receive. Now, another interesting day will be 25th of October, which will be one of the best days of October month, because we have your ruler, Mars, making, twinkle with Uranus, planet of surprises. Now, this two, it's a bit of a explosive sort of planets when they unite, but here we have sort of flowing energy, which is also a bit of a challenging, but still I see it as a very positive one, because you might receive sort of happy news around by the end of October, like 25th of October, because Uranus is the happy surprises. I mean, not necessarily happy, but in this case, let's say it will be happy. Now, it might be happy because it relates to your wishes. Uranus rules your wishes and your future and your dreams. And also, Uranus is situated in your house of money. And your ruler, Mars, is situated in your real estate house, in the house of family. Seems like you will have the happy news around those wishes that you have in your heart and your mind, related to real estate or related to, let's say, baby boom, for example. Because that might be the time when you will receive amazing news about your, for example, pregnancy, or real estate situation, or your family situation. And in general, it might involve your values, what priorities in life. And by saying this, this was your horoscope for October, my dear Aries. Enjoy this October because we have solar eclipse, and give, of course, solar eclipses 2 to 3 months before and after it appears, because that's how long eclipses are influential in our life. Stay tuned and let me know what's going on in your life. Drop a comment. Love you all. Bye bye.